Welcome to Sport Walk. Today we're looking at the dark art of descending fast, or as we call it, free speed. Now quite often when we arrive at descents, we get into a bit of a rest and recuperation mode. We sort of see it as a just reward for all the work we've put in, to just kick back a little bit and enjoy the view. But the mistake people often make is to think that while you're descending, there's nothing really going on. It's a benign activity, a little bit like freewheeling on a bike. But it's not. If you're just cruising downhill, you're effectively keeping the brakes on. And the brakes that you're using are your quads. So why is this an issue? We use our glutes when we're climbing or on the flat, so why not use our quads when we're descending? But there is a difference. When you're climbing or you're on the flat, your glutes are effectively doing what they're supposed to do. They're propelling you forwards. When you're descending and allowing your quads to take the strain, your quads are doing the braking, they are actually resisting a force. And that effectively will create muscle soreness further down the line. It's why you get that burn on the front of your thighs when you've been coming down from the mountains for a long time. But this isn't all about just avoiding the negatives, avoiding leg strain. There is another element, a positive, and that is that descents represent free speed. Now you might say, hang on Rog, I'm not that interested in how fast I go. I don't want to be like the fastest athlete on the trail or anything like that. I just want to enjoy my challenges, do as well as I can, and complete them in whatever time I can. But you must remember, when we talk about speed, we're not actually talking about being a super fast whippet out on the trails. We're talking about speed in the context of time. And that is the important thing. So when free speed presents itself to you, you take it because that allows you to bank a bit of time. And that means you can either have a little bit in reserve for later on when you get tired and you can slow down and still achieve your time goal, or if you're not even interested about time at all on your challenge, it basically means that you will preserve as much energy and muscular endurance as possible so that you can keep going for longer. You will still recover on the descents. We're not talking about pushing hard. In cycling, often you see people attacking on the descent because that's an opportunity to get extra speed, and they then have to work really hard to build a gap and distance the pack. But we're not talking about that. What we're actually talking about isn't effort on your behalf. It's actually taking away the resistance to what gravity is doing automatically. Yes, your heart rate will rise because your body is moving more quickly, your legs are going faster. It's almost as though you are nearly running, but you're not actually having to put the effort in. Okay, so let's look at this in practice. What actually happens and what are you actually going to do when you get on this descent? Well, the first thing is to completely take the brakes off. Offer the hill no resistance at all. As you get faster, you just simply lengthen your stride. You also want to keep your legs really soft, and that means having a bit more of a bend in the knee because that'll allow you to float over the terrain. The most important thing out of all of this is to stay relaxed, stay loose. Let your body kind of do what it feels like it needs to do to cope with the challenge of going downhill fast. But always remember, don't offer any resistance. Okay, so I've got myself quite a nice steady descent. It's not that steep, but it's steep enough that I'm going to be able to get some speed up. So let's show you what happens when you just let go. So all the time I can feel my pace increasing, and it's very easy for me to put brakes on. So to avoid putting the brakes on, I just have to keep extending my legs. The arms are swinging a bit more. Now I can feel the speed building up, and I can feel myself getting to the point where I'm almost breaking into a run. That's kind of like your optimum speed. So I'm finding it very easy to maintain this pace. I'm not actually doing anything. I'm just letting gravity take its course. Now, of course, if the gradient goes beyond a certain severity, say for instance, if you're on a mountainside, or if the trail suddenly drops very steeply, or maybe you're on a scree slope, something like that, then you are going to have to break away from this rule and shorten your stride length. Try and keep the cadence the same, but shorten your stride length. Let me show you. Right, I've got a very steep ramp. Let's give it a go, see what happens. This could be interesting. So immediately I can feel basically I'm having to take very, very small steps because my speed is just getting away from me. And it's also really rough. So now that's as close to running as I'm going to get. And in fact, in many respects, it is like running. But the key difference, 1 foot on the ground at all times. And you know what's funny? You can actually almost run down these hills whilst still walking, because by keeping 1 foot on the ground at all times, it actually gives you more stability than if you were to just let go and run. That was fun, I might go again. Now, if you're starting to get a little bit bamboozled with all this, then don't worry, it's not that complicated, really it isn't. The main thing you need to focus on is the cadence, keeping your cadence high. Then you just simply adjust your stride length to whatever length feels right in that moment. Now, if you've enjoyed this video or found it useful, really hope you give us a thumbs up because we really appreciate it. If you've got any questions you want to ask about descending fast, or maybe if you want to share your experience of descending, then leave a comment below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you see all the latest videos as soon as they land. But for now, enjoy your descending, enjoy your sport walking, and I'll see you next time.